this heavy heart is missing you around, missing you around, but I won't let it weigh me down.
I want to tell you guys a story, and it's about the first hike I ever did here on Maui. I was meeting my now wife Elena for the first time, and she decided that we should go on a hike. And this hike that we went on wasn't just to enjoy nature. This was to kind of vet me, to see if I was able to kind of hang with her and her friends, to see if I could keep up on the trails here on Maui. And this was a hike that I will never forget.
Whoa.
So on this hike, we had a bit of a time constraint. We had to be at a lunch at a certain time. And so, again, putting me to the test, we were sprinting. She had me running this whole time. And, you know, little backstory, I have always been a basketball player, so I've been a gym rat just my whole life. And honestly have never really been much of a hiker until I met my wife. And so this was like a whole nother kind of experience. And so it's kind of right about now, we started running. We're not running this time, and we can just take our time. But because we're hiking with some friends, and this is their first time, it's a cool little flashback to the first time that we ever hiked it as well, or that I ever hiked it.
Oh, this heavy heart is missing you around, missing you around, but I won't let it weigh me down.
And then we had to climb a waterfall.
I know you're inside out, only skin between us now. No need to lock our door, nothing scares us anymore. There's nothing left to find out, no sense in hiding now. No need to lock our door, nothing scares us anymore.
So after climbing up the rope, I was a little bit terrified. I was terrified beyond belief the entire time. I'm deathly afraid of heights. I've mentioned that before. And so I guess I also forgot to mention that it had rained the night before. And so everything was still a little bit slick. I should also say, I do not recommend this hike, or at least going up the waterfall. It's super dangerous. Don't trust the ropes. You should always be gripping either, roots or rocks. But this hike absolutely pushed me beyond what I thought was capable. Me, just a prairie boy gym rat climbing up mountains here in Maui. And it wasn't until I got up out of climbing through the trees and into the ferns that, again, my mind was blown. Getting out into the ferns was glorious, to say the least, but I still wasn't done yet. I thought I had proved myself, but there's still a ton of hiking left and we had to, like I'm doing right now, climb up through the ferns to get to the last glorious waterfall. And so, after getting out of the ferns and getting to this stream, which led to this incredible waterfall, we had made it. And 3 years later, here we are, about to have our second anniversary. And so I was able to prove myself. I got vetted and passed the test, was able to hike at the ridiculous speed and endurance that my wife has. And I'm just thankful that I had this opportunity to do this hike, because without doing this hike, I don't know if I would have been pushed as hard to be able to do the hikes that we're doing now. And even doing this again, I was scared to death. So thank you so much for tuning in, for hearing this story of the first hike I ever did on Maui. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help and make a difference. And I'll see you on the next video.
I was saying that hike had just a little bit of everything on it. It had just a regular like hiking trail. There was a little bit of jungle. There was a little bit of rock hopping. Definitely some climbing with ropes. A lot of trailblazing through bushes and ferns. You had steep inclines.
Crumbly rock.
A lot of crumbly rocks. What am I missing? A nice little watering hole to swim in. Waterfall. It basically had like everything.
10 out of 10.
And the weather changed drastically, so it felt like it was kind of two hikes. The sun was out, and now it's like misty and raining.
It's like we were out there for days.
It was like a full experience, yeah.